We're gonna do a day in the life, huh?
Day in the life of the big bad bodybuilder celebrity. Working hard, being an online coach, sitting on my laptop.
Oh, he sits
pretending
on.
like I'm hard at work.
You sit on that laptop for hours every day, just working,
grinding away.
Grinding. Can you type a little? Show us. Show us how you type.
One banana. But yeah, seriously, you know, from when I wake up until the time I go to bed, so that's 16.5 hours. I'm just tied to this thing because I'm just so busy and I'm so dedicated to my clients. Reach out, taking new intakes.
Only three spots
two
left.
spots left.
Yeah.
That should be good, actually. That could be a little blooper.
Yummy. How much are you eating?
225 grams of chicken breast and 300 grams of jasmine rice. Pre-workout meal. And I took 2 of these before. Glyco HD. Use my code NastyNate. It's actually a really good GDA though. It's got berberine in it. Some other good jazzy stuff in there.
Jazzy.
So we are 3 weeks out from the Boston Pro, my pro debut. Trained back today. It's actually really good. When you're close to a show, sometimes you're not really sure going in, like how you're sort of feel like shit, and you're like, I don't know if it's gonna be good or not. And it was good. So sometimes it's sort of that unknowing factor, just because your stamina and energy is not really all there. And obviously, if some of you guys have been following me, I've been prepping for a while, but I did nationals in December, so you know it's now coming up to March, so it's been quite a while to be in a low body fat percentage.
When did you start dieting?
Oh man, I don't even know.
Was it August?
Yeah, probably like August.
Yeah.
We started dieting for nationals.
And how high was your food before you started?
Before I started, like my peak off season, or
yeah, I mean these are genuine questions for me. I don't remember.
My food was probably like not crazy high, but like 5,300 calories. Carbs pretty high.
It's like
and
manageable.
fats are like moderate. Protein moderate. Well, moderate for a bodybuilder. But yeah, today so I started with like a couple good lat variations to really get the blood in the lats. So usually in my training, I usually like to, for back, I always like to try to get I usually start with the lats. It's hard muscle to connect with. If you're fatigued, it's really even harder to connect with the muscle. So I started with, I do a supinated grip pull down variation. I'm not a big fan of like the traditional overhand wide grip lat pull down. For lat emphasis, I don't really feel it that great. So I feel it I really like single arm pull downs or like a supinated bar, like shoulder width is really good. Just really keeping strict on the form, not swinging too much. And then we moved on to a good variation. It's like a one arm cable row on a lat pull down. You'll see in the video, it's really good. But a good tip for those is, you know, pull your elbow. You think of pulling your elbow into your back pocket and then turn a little bit, and you can sort of crank on that lower lat, and you can really feel it like almost cramp up. That's how you know you're doing it right. So that was really good. And after that one, my lats were pretty pumped up. And then what did we do next?
The seal rows, I think, were next.
Yeah, so we did the fixed position on the incline bench dumbbell rows. So for me right now, I'm really trying to target my lats and my upper back mainly. My lower back is really good developed, which a lot of people can't really, it's like usually the opposite. But my lower back and my middle back is pretty strong point, I would say. It's pretty thick. So now for me, really trying to hit those, like, you know, rear delts, traps, rhomboid area, all that upper back. And then obviously like the lats, the teres, that area is my main focus. So with that fixed position, I was really able to, with the dumbbells, it was easier to sort of target the upper back because you can have a little bit more free motion as far as like where your hands go. And then, I mean, I moved on to a barbell row just because for me personally, it's my favorite back exercise. A lot of people have a hard time with that one, but I stay really strict. I don't go crazy heavy. You get a really good contraction, and you can sort of see my back working pretty good on those. But those have always been it's probably my favorite back exercise, honestly. It just sort of hits everything for myself. Like I said, I stay really strict, fairly light. You know, I used to be able to do 4 plates, you know, and crank them, but, you know, I wasn't really getting much back recruitment. So I took a step back, you know, really tighten the form up, really strict. And I think of it as like a machine. So when I do the barbell row, it's like you would do it on a machine, you know, so why would that, you know, I don't want to change that. So, you know, I get locked in, you know, get in a really strong position. And then I think of like my reps as the same way I would be doing it on like a, you know, a cable pull, a cable row, or one of those like machine rows, same idea. And then, I don't even know. Rear delts.
Then you did rear delts.
And then, yeah, we finished with rear delts. So I try to hit rear delts twice a week, usually with a shoulder day and then usually with a back day. So obviously, I mean, it's a small muscle group. I feel like you can sort of crank on those, and usually, you know, that'll help with that back double bicep pose, that rear lat spread, you know, add some good 3D effect to those poses. So try to keep those in there. But yeah, everything felt really good today. Moved pretty quick. A lot of blood in there. It felt like the pump was really good. Like I said, 3 weeks out, so it's one of those things, you know, I'm pretty fatigued. Definitely hitting me now.
Would you say your volume was less today for a back day than it would have been like earlier in your prep or before nationals?
Yeah, so I would say I probably pulled out an exercise today. So normally I would have done maybe another, you know, row movement, or maybe like a pullover, something like that.
Yeah.
Whereas now, I think, so my philosophy is as you get closer, so we're 3 weeks out, you're not gonna lose muscle, but by doing less, but you can lose muscle by doing more, if that makes sense. So if you're 3 weeks out and your volume is like really high and your food's low, your cardio's high, like you're already
burning more calories.
Yeah, you're already in a position to, you know, eat at muscle. Where I think if you know, do less, that's not gonna necessarily lose muscle when you're that close to a show, like 3 weeks out. That's sort of my philosophy on it. Obviously, training intensity is still high. You know, really trying to, you know, train normal. It's just, you know, shortening that window of.
Yeah, so you're making the distinction between phoning it in and, you know, sort of letting yourself cut corners versus being smart with your training.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I think that comes with time too, and being intuitive with your training. You know, I've been doing this now for quite a while. I mean, I think this is my like 15th, 16th show or something like that. So, you know, with that comes, you know, that intuition of, you know, wanting to pull back, you know, and like I said, like some newer people might not be as connected with that, and they might pull back, but their intensity might come back too. You know what I mean? Because it's like sometimes it's easy when you're, you know, fatigued to sort of be like, well, you know, I'll just gonna do some pump stuff. But I mean, we still did some heavy rows, and those are gonna be cardio taxing and, you know, high effort. So I felt like it was still, you know, the effort was still there, but the window was shortened. But yeah, everything was really good today. So.
Ooh. the agenda for the rest of the day? Little training, little posing.
A nap.